What if I told you your most valuable leads aren't who you think they are? While you're busy chasing the same overanalyzed segments as your competitors, the most profitable conversion opportunities remain untapped. Today, I'm exposing the dangerous myths of conventional lead targeting and revealing the counterintuitive approach that's generating 3x more qualified leads for savvy marketers. This isn't just a new tactic, it's a complete targeting paradigm shift you can't afford to ignore. Your most valuable leads aren't who you think they are, and they're hiding in plain sight while you waste resources pursuing ghosts. The entire lead generation industry is built on a foundation of comfortable lies, precise buyer personas, ideal customer profiles, and meticulous demographic targeting. We're told to narrow our focus, to aim for that perfect bullseye of qualification criteria. This approach isn't just incomplete, it's fundamentally broken. While you're busy chasing the same overanalyzed, oversaturated segments as your competitors, the most profitable conversion opportunities remain untapped, invisible to conventional wisdom. The marketing world's obsession with predetermined targeting frameworks is a collective delusion, a security blanket for professionals too afraid to confront a simple truth. Your best customers often defy your most carefully constructed profiles. This isn't just costing you leads, it's systematically eliminating your most valuable prospects before they ever enter your funnel. Why conventional audience targeting wisdom fails traditional audience targeting operates on the flawed assumption that past patterns perfectly predict future opportunities. We craft elaborate customer personas based on historical data, convinced we're being data-driven, while actually building sophisticated confirmation bias machines. We see what we expect to see, target who we expect to buy, and miss entirely the emerging segments that could transform our businesses. The typical approach, refining demographic filters, tightening psychographic requirements, and obsessing over engagement metrics, creates a dangerous illusion of precision. We believe we're becoming more targeted when we're actually just becoming more limited, gradually shrinking our vision until we can only see variations of what already exists in our database. Unconventional truths about lead targeting. Your most profitable leads are often your unqualified ones. The revolutionary insight hiding in plain sight. The leads your current system rejects often represent your greatest untapped opportunity. Companies that analyze their disqualified leads frequently discover entire market segments with massive conversion potential that were systematically filtered out by conventional targeting logic. Consider the case of SaaS provider Metrically, which discovered its highest lifetime value customers were actually coming from an industry segment their targeting algorithms had been programmed to ignore. By experimenting with leads they would normally reject, they uncovered a vertical with 42% higher average contract values and 27% longer retention rates than their ideal customer profile. The psychological principle at work: cognitive commitment. Once we establish our targeting criteria, we stop questioning them and begin selectively ignoring evidence that contradicts our assumptions. The antidote: regularly audit your rejected leads to identify emerging patterns of missed opportunity. Behavioral signals demolish demographic profiles. The uncomfortable truth: demographic targeting is largely theatrical. It makes marketers feel precise while actually capturing very little of what drives purchase decisions. A 55-year-old executive and a 24-year-old entrepreneur might share nothing demographically, but exhibit identical buying behaviors. Research from the Conversion XL Institute found that behavioral targeting produces conversion rates 2-3 times higher than demographic targeting alone, yet most companies devote less than 20% of their targeting resources to behavioral analysis. The most powerful signals aren't who people are, but what they do, particularly the micro-actions that telegraph buying intent months before conventional signals appear. CloudHealth Technologies revolutionized its lead generation by tracking unusual engagement patterns prospects who read technical documentation before marketing materials converted at 4x the rate of those following normal content journeys. By identifying these counterintuitive behavioral signals, they captured leads their competitors couldn't even see. 3. Your targeting should prioritize problems, not people. The targeting paradigm shift few companies have embraced. Organize around problem categories, not customer categories. Every purchase begins with a problem, not a demographic profile. Companies fixate on who buyers are rather than what situations trigger their buying journeys. Workday's breakthrough came when they abandoned traditional industry-based segmentation and instead built their entire lead targeting system around 7 trigger events that signal organizational readiness regardless of company size, industry, or other traditional targeting dimensions. Their conversion rates tripled within 2 quarters. The psychological insight: by focusing on situations rather than identities, you align your targeting with how prospects actually experience their own needs. Nobody wakes up thinking, as a 35, 45-year-old director-level decision maker, in a mid-market company, I should evaluate new solutions. They think, this specific problem is becoming unbearable. 4. Contrarian timing creates uncontested opportunity. The most overlooked dimension of lead targeting isn't who or what, it's when. Most organizations target prospects using conventional timing logic, beginning of budget cycles, after major announcements, during industry events. This creates predictable congestion where your message drowns in competitive noise. Snowflake computing discovered that engaging prospects during supposedly dead periods, precisely when competitors reduced their outreach, yielded response rates nearly triple the prospects' industry average. Their most successful campaign targeted financial services firms during end-of-quarter closing, conventionally considered the worst possible timing. This counter-cyclical approach works because attention is zero-sum. When competitors flood channels during optimal times, prospect attention becomes so fragmented that even perfect targeting yields diminishing returns. The strategic insight. Sometimes when you reach out matters more than who you reach out to. Embracing anti-conventional lead targeting, implementing these insights, requires more than tactical adjustments. It demands intellectual courage. You must be willing to question your most fundamental assumptions about your audience and challenge the comfortable certainties of your targeting framework. Begin by conducting regular inverse analysis of your lead qualification system. What patterns exist among rejected or unqualified prospects? What behavioral anomalies correlate with unexpected conversions? Which problem scenarios, not buyer profiles, most reliably predict purchase readiness? Allocate at least 20% of your lead generation resources to contrarian experiments approaches that deliberately violate your established targeting wisdom. Target segments you've historically ignored, engage prospects at wrong times, and track behaviors your current models consider irrelevant. Most importantly, recognize that your most valuable future customers may bear little resemblance to your most valuable current customers. Markets evolve, problems shift, and the greatest opportunities often emerge where conventional targeting wisdom cannot see. The cost of conventional thinking. The real tragedy of conventional targeting isn't just the leads you miss, it's the strategic blindness it creates. When everyone in your industry targets the same audience segments using the same criteria and timing, you create perfect conditions for disruption by outsiders who aren't constrained by your collective assumptions. Ask yourself, what if everything we know about our ideal prospects is actually a self-reinforcing illusion? What if our most carefully constructed targeting frameworks are actually sophisticated mechanisms for avoiding opportunity? The most dangerous words in lead generation are, "That's not our target audience." Every time you utter them, ask yourself whether you're making a strategic choice or simply rationalizing cognitive laziness. Your next breakthrough customer segment is likely hiding just beyond the boundaries of your conventional targeting wisdom, waiting for someone with the courage to question the unquestionable. The most dangerous words in lead generation are, "That's not our target audience." Your next breakthrough customer segment is likely hiding just beyond the boundaries of your conventional targeting wisdom. Start by allocating 20% of your lead gen resources to contrarian experiments, approaches that deliberately violate your established targeting assumptions. The results will shock you. If this unconventional approach resonated with you, hit subscribe and tap the notification bell for more marketing paradigm shifts that give you the edge. Drop a comment below with the biggest insight you're taking away from this video. Stop following the crowd and start capturing the leads everyone else is missing.